On today's episode of I'm Gonna Make It Myself, I had an abundance of basil from my garden, so I decided to make homemade pesto. I washed my basil and separated it from the stem. Then I used paper towels to dab all that extra moisture off of the basils before I began prepping it in my Ninja mixer. Placed all of my basil in the Ninja, and then I added garlic and lots of oil. You don't have to add garlic. It's totally your taste preference. We are a garlic loving family, so we definitely added a chunk of garlic in there. With the oil, I don't really have exact measurements. You're just going to add in as much as you think is necessary. Just measure it with your heart. With this, I did have to add oil multiple times to get it to the consistency that I was wanting. You kind of want a thicker paste type texture with it because that oil is going to saturate into the mixture. So you can see there, I'm adding a little bit more of the oil and kind of smushing it down so that it will blend better in the Ninja. From there, and just add a little bit more oil. From there, gonna give it another good mix, and to get it to the consistency that I'm really trying to have, we do like it a little bit thicker versus kind of runnier. So that's the consistency that I was looking for. Then I place it in my freezer Ziploc bag. Just scrape it all out, dump it in, and make sure that you get out as much as possible. Again, the oil is going to kind of saturate in with this, so you don't want it runny, but you want it kind of as a thicker consistency. So go ahead and give it a scrape, get it all out into your freezer bag. From there, you're going to wipe off the rim of your freezer bag to make sure that there's no extra stuff or gunk kind of on your liner there as you seal it. Get all the air out. I wrap it up like a burrito and to make sure I get all the air out, and then give it a good seal. From there, I take a baking sheet and pat it out. Again, the thickness of how thick you want this. I wanted a thinner layer. So I patted it out, and then I used my metal straws to separate it out. I know this looks counterproductive, but I promise you it works. This allows for me to make tiny little squares so that we can grab and go as much as we need. If you're wanting to use all of this in one cooking, you can just go ahead and don't separate it out like I did. Place it in the freezer until frozen. Then once you pull it out, I bend on the fold there of where I had made my markings. Pull it out, and there you go. You have your individual pesto squares that you can use for any type of recipe. Enjoy.